We're gonna go over to you, John, now with Thomas Thomas Edwards. What's more likely, Feige stays on after Secret Wars or he leaves?
I've always thought, at least for the last 3 or 4 years, that Kevin Feige is starting to plan his exit strategy. For the only reason being that he is a creative force, and creative people need to move on to next challenges. They need new mountains to climb at some point. And he's been stuck in this one job. Stuck. That's a bad, but he has been stagnant in this one job for many years now.
And remember, he goes back into the Fox X-Men and the Spider-Man, so he's been producing these movies now for 26 years.
In basically the same sandbox for this long. And I've been saying for a while, I think he's starting to plan his exit strategy. I'm going to say this. I think it's more likely he leaves after Secret Wars. Now, there was a article in Deadline talking about the new leadership change at Disney and saying, well, what's going to happen with all these other leaders, including Kevin Feige? And, the Deadline writer wrote, it's unlikely that Kevin Feige's likely to leave anytime soon. Well, even if they're right about that, Secret Wars takes us into 2028.
And if it's broken into 2 movies.
Yeah, and I honestly think Secret Wars, wrapping that up, ending on a high note, getting everything set for the X-Men saga, because by that point, he's going to have all the roadmaps all laid out, all the plans made for the X-Men stuff, probably already have the director selected, probably already have his successor selected. I'm going to say it is more likely that this is now the exit. I mean, I've been saying for years that I think he's starting to plan it, but I've never really had a direct idea about when. I think it's going to be after Secret Wars. Again, not based on any inside information. This is just me as a fan speculating, but I think it's going to be after Secret Wars and he gets everything set up for X-Men. Rob, what about you?
I tend to agree with you. I mean, I think, look, the only thing, because after you do Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, I don't understand. Those are the biggest movies, biggest fantasy films. I mean, those could be the ultimate triumph of anyone. I will say this, though, and so I do think he's going to leave. I do. But I also think he would love to stick around and model the X-Men universe, because the Fox X-Men, the movies were kind of all over the place. There were good movies and bad movies. Like the Wolverine saga did not begin. X-Men Origins Wolverine was not great. And I think he wants to create an X-Men universe that is all great. I could see that from a creative standpoint, because he probably was there seeing these different movies. But on the other hand, that would have to be a personal thing for him to make sure that the X-Men universe is great. And there's a lot of places that they never went that he probably would want to go to. But if they don't do that, why stay? I mean, you would have spent almost 30 years working on Marvel movies.
When there are going to be opportunities for him to go and actually be a studio head somewhere.
Yeah,
he's going to get multiple offers to be a legit studio head.
And go make other movies. Like maybe he wants to go run a mini major or something and make some smaller films, branch out a bit. I'm sure anybody who works in Hollywood has passion projects they've come across that they haven't been able to make. And he would be in a position, he'd have more power than just about anybody. He's the most successful movie producer in the history of Hollywood.
I see a bunch of people in the live chat buying, like, so sweet, so adorable, saying, no, Kevin Feige said he's staying. Okay, I know not everybody watches this show as a sports fan. Like, I know that. But you don't say when you're leaving.
Right.
Nobody does. Every professional athlete, are you going to stay on with the team? Oh, it's my plan to retire with this team, and then 3 weeks later make a trade demand.
James Harden with the Clippers.
Yeah, James Harden. Yeah, literally just a few weeks ago, Harden saying, "No, I love being a Clipper." Meanwhile, behind the scenes, he was pushing to get traded, and now he's gone. Exactly. Coach is saying, I'm going to stay as long as they'll have me, and then 3 weeks later, leave their college team to go to the NFL. I mean, yeah, I think it's adorable if you think Kevin Feige's saying, "Oh, no, I'm saying," what do you think he's going to say right now? You think he's going to say, "Yeah, guys"? You think he's going to cause panic and drama and everything by saying, "Yeah, after Endgame or after Secret Wars, I'm out"? You think he's going to do that right now? And again, he might stay. I'm not. I don't have any insider information. I think it's completely adorable that these sweet little angels
that would cause a panic.
Believe, well, Kevin Feige said. Well, then that means anything.
I mean, how much, especially with the amount of money that they're all in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a more. I don't think it's a risk, but Secret Wars, how much is that movie going to cost?
And again, I just think if you have any kind of a career and you're in a career that has a career path and stuff like that, again, Kevin Feige is going to get offered full studio headship somewhere, whether it's to run Universal, whether it's to run Warner Brothers, whether it's to run, there are going to be openings and there are going to be opportunities for Kevin Feige, who has been in the same job for that long, to take the next step, the only next logical step in his career, which is to be a full studio head somewhere. He's going to get offers. And again, he could stay. Re-emphasizing for the third time, I have no inside information that he is leaving after that, but you asked me the question. I think Secret Wars is his exit point because, guys, listen, there's always going to be the next thing. Oh, you can't leave now because you got to do Secret Wars. Okay. Well, now he can't leave now because he got X-Men coming. Okay. Well, now he can't leave because we got Age of Apocalypse coming. Okay. Well, now he can't, because there's always going to be the next thing that's 3 or 4 years down the line that he puts in place. But at some point, he's going to take the exit ramp. I think it's after Secret Wars.
I think, to be honest, I think he's going to end up running Paramount.
You know what? I think Paramount or Warner, I think if Netflix gets Warner Brothers and Zaslav stays on for a year to keep everything stable and then leaves, I think you're right. I think Paramount becomes a prime thing they offer him. I think Warner Brothers becomes a prime thing. Listen, I think Universal's in play. I really do.
Are you talking about president of studio? What are we talking
CEO.
about? You're talking about CEO.
In terms of, and he's going to oversee production of the Paramount Motion Picture.
Because remember, David Ellison offered the co-CEO job to David Zaslav if he would bring Warner Brothers over. So again, we're still 2 years away from this. So anyway.
I just want to see him go to Paramount because you know what he would do?
Star Trek.
He would fix Star Trek.
He would absolutely dive right into Star Trek.
He would fix Star Trek.
Yep.
Kevin Feige's next job is to fix Star Trek. Please, Kevin.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.